Network 5, 2 scenario. I kept it to 2 scenario because I didn't exactly have the time to learn a 5-hour speedrun, but I'm going to ignore my email like I do in real life. This is a series of games on the Game Boy Advance that I think a lot of tech executives should have played to teach them that you should not actually put a chip in everything. Because it's basically a similar world to what we have now, except there's a chip in everything. And so here's the tutorial fight, which you get every game. Again. So you basically have a folder or a deck of 30 cards, you draw 5 at a time, and you get to send them to Mega Man, who does fighting in 9-second bursts. And if you look at the top, there's a custom gauge. Once that's refilled, you get to send new chips to Mega Man. Yeah, and then that's what Lan's explaining. So the battle system is super fun, in my opinion. And the most recent thing to it is the One Step from Eden, if you've tried that out. No, this actually takes place in effective Japan. One of the games you do go to England where there are crisps, but in this one it's chips. And sadly, we don't ever get to go to Yumland, which is a plot point in the second game. You want to go to Yumland and do a report on all the sweet food they have there. And now, right, I should just... Yep, Vulcan comes up here. And then they explain the counter hit in the next one. So yeah, and you are a group of high school students and you get to save the world. As usual. So yeah, this whole counter mechanic of if you hit a virus right before it's about to attack, your next attack does double damage. There we go. And so this game's plot sort of follows what happened in Battle Network 4, where an evil organization started creating evil... Nope, wrong button. Evil chips that corrupt your Navi's soul. I don't think I actually grabbed Speedrun here yet. But I do want to grab the copy that's here. This is not a fight we can win in one turn, so it's worth running away. Copy damage, or no, that's money. Copy damage is in the next one. We do not use WAP. Our character's name is actually Lan, and our brother who died during childbirth, or shortly after childbirth due to a heart condition, is named Hub. So yeah, these came out in like 2001 to 2003-ish. And so they still... In the original first two games, it is assumed that you have to connect wiredly to jack into the internet. But in later games, it's shown that you actually use a laser to do it, which makes a lot more sense. Yeah. Nope. Wow. Incredibly unlucky to get 2 failed escapes in a row. Death bomb is... Okay, there we go. Yeah, I would like to go to a hypertext transfer party. Copy damage star, which is the best chip in this run, in this section of the run. Okay, let's get bug frags. And then as we go... See if there's actually a fight that I can do. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. If the Flappy lands on the first row, I can just sword them both. Perfect. Mark cannons are okay for the early game. There's 2 of our friends' Navis. They get kidnapped very quickly, and I'll skip the cutscene but let you know when it happens. This guy should clean up his shop. There are viruses right outside it. Yeah. No easy way to do that in one turn. If I had a third cannon, I could. By the health. No GMP there. And then we go to our mom's friend's oven, I think, and then give her a recipe. So yeah, that's the first quest. More email ignoring. Let's go talk to Mom, because we always talk to Mom. And now we have to go and pick up a bunch of HP memory. Okay, weird I couldn't get into that tree, but yeah. This is a tree I can log into. Y2K. Yes, it's actually gone past Y2K, because the year is 20XX. So they've dealt with Y2K. There. And then I want to go talk to my friend Dex and say, hey, let's go talk to my dad. There will be nothing bad happening at all. Let's grab this regular memory, which lets us basically start the battle with a single chip every time. More HP. This game actually gives you a lot of HP in the start. And then we bullied him into friendship. Okay, that's all I need here. Yeah. And then we log into our doghouse, which we can do in basically every game. Yeah, because you do end up chasing a cyber dog much later in the game. But for this one, our doghouse just emits barking noises and is a home security system. Alright, and that's the first section of the game, as we collect all our friends to go visit our dad. And here we are at Scilab, where he works and where they've remodeled the whole building every year. I skip a quick cutscene by sliding up the stairs there just to get this chip quicker because it's more efficient. And there should be one more HP memory here. Sweet. And now that we're in front of Scilab, we go in. Once I get through my friends, I have to go and grab some more memory out of the trash can. And then we go up the elevator and be very sad, is what my notes say. Because I think our dad was kidnapped and all of our friends' Navis were. So now we're suddenly back home on our computer, and the internet has gone dark. So there's nothing there. Let's buy money, money, money. Hell yeah. Now I get 2 sneakers. Nope, I only get 1. I forgot they raised the price for this game. And I should have used that right away. This is not a good draw. Yeah, so now everybody's panicking because the internet has gone dark. Not like out, it's just turned darker. Let's actually use the sneak in here. Because hopefully... No, Darknet is the undernet, and you get to that much later in the game. And it changes its look every game, actually. No, Mega Man is not a stealth game. We just want to try and not fight anything when we don't have to. There's an evil person at the door, so we fight him. This sucks. I think this is quickest. Of course, we've just got all these swords, none of which can reach. And there we go. Oh yeah, I need to be looking for those, for some Guard 1As at some point. Now we need to go back to Scilab and continue ignoring email. But first, as always, here we need to lie to Mom and say we aren't doing anything dangerous as we go and try and figure out who kidnapped our dad. Oh yeah. And we talk to our love interest, and she gives us a cool chip. And her security code, which we don't end up using in this game. So Scilab is empty, which is weird because it's important and usually full of people. It needs a signature of somebody who works here. Well, let's just go in and log into my dad's computer, where the signature isn't stored. Where there's just some more data we need to grab. So check out. Here we get to grab. Come on. Oh, we just talked to it, right? Yeah. And then we talk to his tower, which walks us over to the computer, and now we can get into that room. Now we're in our first dungeon of the game. Or we will be once I jack in. Which is basically what would be Japan's central cybersecurity hub. And so there are a bunch of puzzles you need to do to get through, like the time you went through the game in Battle Network 2. This is a program. They're friendly and they look like rabbits. I ignore this and read my notes. Got it. Something about the number of days in a week. And then something else. Yep, I got it. And here, since I'm out of sneak runs and I'm actually looking for a few chips, I'm probably going to take some fights. Yeah. Let's see. Well, mark cannons are okay, but I'd prefer to guard out of that fight. That's not the data we need here. Okay, one bug frag. You know what? I'm actually starting to get tired, so I think it might be time. There's a guard. Still D, but we'll take that. I think it's time for a nap. Don't you? This one, this way. Yes, I am Ram. I am running a Mega Ram. Though in the last game there were cute little Ram viruses that were actually adorable. Do this right. There we go. Clean fight there. Fire hit isn't what we want. We're again looking for guards, but it's not the end of the world. They just make it a little easier. And here, let's go. Put this over here and make some cute animals. This fight we don't want because they have too much HP and we don't care about the chip they give. We've got a rat and we've got an owl. Two cute animals. I like them both. And this is the security system of these, like, basically research, development, and network security of the entire nation. I feel safe at home with that. If that sword was a wide sword, I would have taken it, but with 2 non-Metar enemies, I don't think that fight is worth it to give me a guarding. With the map for the next one. Here, I don't actually have a good joke. It's Dock and Hollis, so we're just running around replacing letters and running into viruses. Now this is a fight I do want, because I would like to get both the Metar chip and the chip from this cactus here. Yeah. I wanted to keep the counter hit going, so that if I draw a cannon here, which I do not, but it's fine. I can just shoot it right away. Another guard D. One day I might actually. There. More complex hacking maneuvers. Where I run over here and stand on a button. This is actually good. Ah, shit. Definitely should have hit at least one of them with that. Now I can just do this and shoot this big cactus. We want to try and get one of their attacks for the second boss of the game, Magnet Man. Or I guess second area boss versus Liberation boss. Because this game is, I chose to run this one because it has liberation missions, which are super fun, and I'll show you after I save Psylocke here. That was just clean enough that it was quicker to fight than maybe miss a run. And this one is hip toe arm. I guess the hints are some sort of body part things, but it is hip, then toe, then arm. Because I've definitely in one of my practices put one of the words in the wrong slot. Now, if this art becomes an arm, that sucks. So let's go away. Yes, I do want to destroy you. And now this one is really high security. Not only are there 3 words we need to solve, there's 2 buttons we need to go and stand on. It's serious business. That's 180 health of enemies. I'm never doing that fight. That's it. I don't want to go over that arrow. Let's grab this. We know about if we use it. Yeah. And then here we need to talk to another bunny program. Actually, no, I do want it in this order because it's easier to counter hit the Metar. Oh. Except I got hasty. Not counter hit. I thought I could get one more shot off. Okay, well that was bad, but it's fine. Let's talk to this program. He says, hey, I forgot what the hint was. It might be written down somewhere. So we go back up to Dad's lab. Grab it from under his couch, and it says 53214. these. And here's our first boss fight. Oh! I did not realize that we would trigger that far up. It's been a minute since I've done a practice one. So, hey, here we are. Just for folder flow. Oop. Nope, I missed. Usually I have some improvements to the folder at this point, but since I don't, I'm just doing this on hard mode for fun. Oh, rude. Please don't. Yeah, you can have your area back for a bit. Okay. I should just wait and hit him with a sword. And get the counter hit for style points. And as it turns out, this was a test to figure out if the person who kidnapped our dad would come back to the scene of the crime, and it wasn't. But now we get to go and save our home network. Let's go home tomorrow, because we need some rest. Like I said, I'm getting tired, I needed a nap. And we are in and on our way to the first liberation mission. More email to ignore. Money is nice. Actually, with the way our folder has been, I think we will try and do this fight to try and get another Mark Cannon, just to get some organic away. Because usually at this point I have 2 or 3 guards, but I don't, so we need to work around that. Which is part of the fun of the game. There's this whole system of alphabetical codes that let you take different chips together, and if you put the same chip with different codes in an order, you get a special attack. Oh, this is perfect, actually. That hard just moves in. There we go, and we get that GMB, which hopefully has a bunch of money for us. Nope, just blood for X. It was worth a shot. Alright. And this virus should get out of our way. Yeah, the busting level goes from 1 to 10, and then S on top of that. Okay, a bunch of guards, which means I should actually take out A codes instead. So let's do the first folder edit. It should be the second folder edit, but not bad. We want to keep these D's in. Let's take out B codes, L codes. 6 spots? Oh, up to 10 spots, I think. Yeah. That's all 10. Perfect. I almost know what I'm doing. And here's the first liberation mission, where you basically get this whole area that's set up like a map, with dark panels you need to defeat the evil in, and then a boss at the end, which you need to defeat. So they basically, instead of me saying, oh, my custom gauge is full, I'll pull up the thing in battles, it does it automatically, and you only have 3 turns to defeat anything that's in a panel. And depending on what panels are next to you, you will either get, as Protoman's explaining right now, more or less area. So usually it's an even split where the first 3 of the rows are mine and 3 of the rows are my enemies. But here, because there's nothing next to this one, yeah, I'll get a extra area. And you'll see some fights later where I get less area, or even have to fight enemies on both sides. Let's see if I can do that. Heck. A star. I'm not winning as much as I wish I was. Okay, 2 mark cannons should be enough to just finish these 2 off. Yeah. So, and that's liberation. So I take this out. And these dark holes are sort of mini boss battles, and you can see the flaming dog there is a sort of mini boss. And you need to defeat all of those to be able to get to the final boss. And these panels with a little hat on top mean there's something hidden underneath. It's exciting. Let's do this, this time, this time. And you get to control Navis who aren't Mega Man in the Liberation missions. Each of them gets a turn. You get up to, I think, 5 Navi in a single fight. And what else is there? And they each have their own special chip. So that was Protoman's, which is Step Sword. So here, Mega Man gets to fight this thing. Yes, you do have something beneath. It's a good proximity. So that was an incredibly lucky draw where I just got to shoot him with my laser. Generally, Mega Man takes 2 turns to deal with 120 HP, so Protoman actually has to fight this disadvantage, but here he's on even ground. This is great for Protoman. Let's do this time, air shot and crack shot. Let's take out these 2 cannons. Actually, that's a bad idea. Here, there's no bonus for doing stuff quickly, so I am just going to go with the most consistent damage. Let's take the cannon and the weapons. And he ran right into my trap. And so that's what liberation missions are like. So you just get to grind through and free this area from evil net navies. So let's go Mega Man. So I need to be facing this more. I guess I should actually pull up my notes for this map at some point. I've done this so many times I've actually almost memorized it, but I think it's cannon and this could be the most efficient win here. So I get to counter hit, and there we go, 1 turn. Yeah, and so the battle system's really fun. There's the whole deck building element you get to improve on throughout the game. That's a bonus panel we're going to ignore because we want to try and do this in the minimum number of turns. And then there's a wide sight here. And you see this one is disadvantaged, so there's less room for us. Okay, so I can't do that. Let's do this thing. Actually, I want it here. Because this one in front, I can just shoot down with my gun. Except here, I'm going to use roll, which is Male's now captured net Navi. I don't know how we summon her. It's a plot hole, don't ask. you just get roll chips every game, but I wanted to use that so I could get Protoman healed from it. And there's a chip we'll put in for folder flow. Anything with a star code will instead get you can use with any letter code. It's very useful. And so, yeah. I'm actually just going to wait here so that I can show you the disadvantaged battle state. Now I can just take these mark cannons and go. Bang. So you see how there's one of these dark panels on each side of where Protoman's going to be fighting? In this case, we're surrounded. But that's actually good for Protoman because his... Let's do sword, this plus 10. His slash is... You get basically 2 squares to use the slash on. Let's see, just a cannon and an air shot. Cannon for the Metar, air shot. Because instead of just having the front row where Protoman swings his sword, you have 2 whole front rows to use. And now this is the hardest turn in the game, where hopefully let's save. No, wrong button. Yeah, you can only save it's not Mega Man for some reason. Let's see if I can get the major hit here. These bonus panels give you extra effects. Not what I wanted, but that's fine. That might actually be useful, but here. Mega Man has to do the liberation with disadvantage. Oh. I forgot to red copy damage. That would have made this whole thing a lot easier. But here we are. I was hoping to one turn, but the Metar jumped in front of the punchy friend. So let's just shoot him. We gotta work on this cannon. Now, hopefully, we can beat Blizzard Man in 1 turn. It's not likely, but it's worth a shot. Okay, this is the hardest boss fight for the maximum speed because you only get 1 shot instead of 2. If I'm right, pattern, yeah, he's still automatically. Okay, well now I'm trapped. This is terrible, actually. Let's... yeah. I don't think I can win from here. That is incredibly unlucky. Because now he gets to heal and deal damage to us. But it's fine. So it's actually best to go back, heal, and wait a turn. Because the reward... doesn't get any better at this point. And 30 damage is not much. So let's see what we can do. Let's run it back. Bust around. This will just do the most damage if he comes to the front row. This is a terrible draw, because he's unlikely to come to the front row against Mega Man. Okay, well I have half my area done now. Okay, 2 Mark Cannons is exactly what I want. Except he gets iframes. And 140 damage should be no problem for Protoman in 2 turns. Even though he's already wounded. Because I have practiced this fight enough that I know on the first turn he goes forward a score, so he goes down to 60. I guard him, and there we go. And that's the first half of 2 scenarios. That's the first scenario there. And now we get to go to the beach. And there's the evil person who turns out to be the evil person from the first 3 games, Sun, who we thought died, but it turns out is alive. Yeah, the plot's a bit silly. Anyways, let's go use Mail's computer. Oh yeah, this one has multiple beach episodes throughout the games. And I have actually been catching up on the anime, which is about as silly and early 2000s as you'd expect. How much money do I have? 1750. I think I just want the 1 sneak run. Let's get to it. Yeah, because they don't work in the drill comps. But so let's go back to the area. Now look, it's nice and bright and everyone's hanging out. It's all happy fun times back on this part of the internet. There. So we're supposed to investigate. This gold program lets you redo the battles you've already done, which with you've got through a bunch of the game, they become a lot easier. Oh hey, remember how I said we care about Yai? She's a bit of a prick and we don't. We just wanted to turn on her furnace so we could log into it and grab some more HP memory. Ta-da! And now we're investigating something. Okay. Yeah, my step count isn't high enough to do that. And now we go in front of the train station to go to an island where we hang out on the beach. Don't ask. And the beach! It's actually an abandoned mining island. And so now we're getting into a fishing competition with Dex. And so we need... what is it this time? We need bamboo for a rod. No? Oh. I need to read 2 emails apparently. For the first time ever. Can't even find my email. Here we are. And before we do that, we need to log into this speakerphone, which is attached to the internet. And oh yeah, Lan is all about achieving max speed. He wears his roller skates indoors. Here, I'll use the sneak run. Oh, no. No, I need to read much more than 2 emails for work. No, this game is still... Sure. Perfect. And there's our guard 1A that I would have liked way earlier in the game, but here we are. I am not nearly rich enough to buy the HP over there. And so Chad, our rival and commander of the team in this game, is having us scout out another area for the next liberation. But as we're about to find out, there's some giant guns there. some giant internet cannons that are somehow different from the viruses we run into all the time. So, we get to spend, while we try and solve this problem, now we get to look for fishing supplies. Bamboo for a fishing pole. We get to go to this corner where there isn't anything to find some string. And then Lan gets to encounter the first worm in his life, because he spends all his time on the internet, which I definitely don't relate to. Yuck, what's this disgusting bug? It's a worm. It's used as fishing bait. I guess I'll keep it. And now we go over here, and I'll show you the cutscene. No? Okay, oh yeah, I have to talk to Dex first. Yes, there is a worm on a string. Let's catch ourselves a real whopper. 10 minutes later. Lan is bored. "30 minutes later. I don't know how you reel it in with a bamboo pole. God, I forgot they created custom music for this. And you get to see that giant fish. And it gets away. We get to tell everyone, but because we lose, we now need to get stuff to make a fire. Let's get hay. Let's get some dead wood. And let's get some planks, which should be waterlogged, but aren't. Come on. Oh yeah. Well, it's more of a cutscene than a minigame, but... Anyways, we eat fish, and now we're gonna go explore the old abandoned mine with no consequences. Oh, we need to read the email. And here's the Navicus tutorial. This is a cool system they added in the third game, and kept for the rest of the series, where you basically get to shut down Mega Man and customize him. Where you give him, like, you get to choose which buster capabilities he has, give him extra HP or extra chips. There's all these rules and stuff, but for now, we just get these three. And now we boot up our Mega Man. And it's pretty fun element of the game, and I am glad they kept it. I really would, if you're into this sort of thing, either deck builders or just old Game Boy Advance era games, or just something unique, and have a Game Boy Advance, or want to find another way to do it, I would recommend playing these games. I still have my SP, so I have most of these games myself. Sadly, no. You cannot use a gunship. Okay, they all fall into the mine, and we need to save them. So let's try and figure out where our friends are and make sure they're not dead. Yeah, this game just does that. Because reasons. And it'll introduce us to the second member of our team in Colonel. That would be Nightman, who's way cooler than Magnet Man. But because the boss fight with Protoman is so much easier than with Colonel at the start of the game, it's faster to do Protoman than Colonel for just 2 scenario. Hi, my friends are dying. Well, I can't just give this key away, so here, give me 1,000 zenny, and I'll give it to you. Okay? It seems kind of weird, old man, but such is the way of JRPGs. So now we go open this door. We find a bit of data hiding among these mining supplies because JRPG reasons. Now we're gonna go not this way. Hey look, it's a Metar. It's got a hard hat and a pickaxe. Whoa, there's viruses in this door. What is happening? so we do need to fight these. And that was super clean, actually. This way, and this door. Whoa, there's viruses in there. There's viruses in everything. This is not a great draw here, but we'll do what we can. Because I can't really guard against these cactuses. Oh yeah. Ideally, I get one of these cactus attacks for the Magma Man fight, but looking unlikely at this point, but there's a bunch more fights to go, so who knows. Oh yeah, it appears there's a drill bearing down on our 3 friends who are trapped underground. So yeah, we've got that. There's probably viruses in here too. Yeah, it takes him till the 3rd try to figure it out, but he's his high school student, so it's okay. Let's see if I can get lucky here and get the light sword off. Nope, I can't. Okay. Yeah, this fight is not great. Until I can get rid of this fan at the back. There we go. I've had better ideas than trapping these enemies where I can't easily hit them. But let's see what I can do. There. We figured it out. Yeah. And now we get into drill comps. For the only time in 2 scenario, but for the first time in the full speedrun, you come back here like 3 or 4 times throughout the game. Because they needed to add more content to the game. So, here's drill comp 1. We get the drill program. And you know what the drill program does? It lets us punch rocks. So let's punch some rocks, friends. Actually, I should still go in here. Did I even put copy damage into the folder? No, I didn't. I should probably do that over. Let's say crack out, and let's put in a. I already have 4. Let's put in Lizard Man, and then Gundelsel 1 over. Probably some of these guards. Buster up over guard, and then the guard 1A over guard D. There's a later folder edit, but the viruses in here are strong enough that I want to have a slightly better folder. Yes, it is yellow. How are you doing? Those are drill arm enemies, and they are a pain in my butt. This invis chip. And I want this HP. If I can get them to line up, this is good. Perfect. Because drill arm is one of the more powerful chips you can get, so I kind of want to get my hands on them. And then yeah, I got an S because I deleted multiple enemies at once. Without doing that, you can't get over a 10. That has nothing, just more rocks to punch. And we should get a fight. Yeah, the moment... You can't get fights on the conveyor belt, so often the moment you step off the conveyor belt, it'll end up putting you into a fight. Yeah, if I'd drawn copy damage there, which I should actually, I won't reg it because I don't need it that badly. And here, the drill powered down a little. And there's some woman who used to be married to a guy who tried to take down a plane we were on, but we sent him to jail, and now she's doing drilling operations for reasons. Magnet Man's cool though, just not as cool as Nightman. Let's go to Click 2 in my notes. This should actually work. There we go. Pretty quick fight. There it is, Drill Arm 1J. Down here is... oh, something I don't actually need. Whoopsies. Let's actually look in the GMD over there to see what I can find. See if this net will move quick enough. It will. So, if there were a Yakuza game crossover with this, who between Kiryu and Majima would be the one on the internet? And who would be the one in the meat space? Important questions. Oh gosh. Okay, cool. Somehow I managed to not get pushed off with the rocks there. Kiryu's meat space sounds good to me. Kiryu has canonically used the internet, but has he existed on the internet? Because it's not... because technically Lan is the one using the internet when Mega Man's doing things. Mega Man is just the way he interacts with the internet. Oh. Lan is also, despite wanting to be a scientist when he grows up, not the smartest. It's okay, we love him. Okay, neither of them are techies. In these fights, I'm mostly looking for guard stars to replace my guard Bs, and because I'm still only a 75% chance to escape, so if I can definitely one-turn a fight, I will. Now, punch rock. Come on. There we go. 2 down, 2 to go. That's not an item I need, so I can keep going. Despite my instincts. There we are. That's a clean fight. More drill arms to put in, which is wonderful. Let's break this rock over here, even though we need to go. Thought I could do that fight a lot cleaner, but I made a goof. this program will tell us, hey, you need this stop key and need to go a different direction. Okay. Let's go that way then. And do a bunch of dodging. That fight is just not one we can beat in a reasonable time frame, so running. And more dodging. Let's see what's in that GMD. Here, actually, we can do it with the... Okay. Took a little damage, that's fine. Thought I could get the guard off quicker, but it's fine. More guard A's are better than guard D's. Oh, and there's a guard 1 star, that's good for us. Now we punch this rock. And then stop that. And now we get to run quickly. We get to do a speed strat and warp down. Nothing is good. Instead of running back, it's quicker just to go and fall off. The internet is everywhere, even in your drills, even in your rocks. There's internet, okay. And now that this one's clear, we can just run up it. And almost to the end. Nope, not doing that fight. And one more dungeon, and we get to recruit Magnet Man after defeating him. Right, I should just be able to run across here. There we go. That place is terrifying, but if you can get through it on the first try, it's much easier. Here we want to go up here and grab the longsword. Or no, that's an HP memory. We want to grab the longsword. I wish this... Yeah, that doesn't work. Yeah, no, it's just not worth trying to fight from here. I'm gonna grab this HP. Go this way, and big rock. Holdings are weird with it when you're on a moving conveyor belt. That's not a good fight. Ah, heck. Well, at least we made it past the first one. I moved too early and got stuck on the rock. Here we go. IE and B. Nope, nothing here. Let's grab this, set up for the last folder edit, and then wish I had a cactus ball, but we're not living in that world. Stop the rock conveyor, there wasn't anything there. Let's just head up this way. So by code, let's see if we can get the extra D codes out. Sword. I think I have at least 5 chips to put in because we want this. silver sword. Now let's sort it by attack. Reverse. Oh no, we're gonna sort it just by attack. So there's actually a bug with this sorting algorithm where it will put the top 5 chips of the folder are more likely to show up in your draws. And since I did not end up with a cactus ball, I don't want to reg anything here. Let's save and fight Magnet Man. And so I'm going to abuse that and hopefully show off a program advance, where a bunch of chips go together and form a really powerful chip. Because that saves a bunch of time if I find it. No, it doesn't look like it. Well, at least we can take all 5 chips and get 5 new ones. Mag panels, which make it harder to move around. So yeah, there's 2 swords. Let's just take Blizzard Man because he's the most damage. I should have let my Buster Shot go before doing that. And yeah, Blizzard Man special chip. Here, let's take these drill arms and see what we can use them. It's hard to hit those against him, because he doesn't like going to the front row. Oh yeah, and when he gets low, he starts doing this north-south tackle move, where he summons a copy of himself and tries to turn you into a sandwich. You can't guard against that. I thought he was going to throw... Okay. Let's just keep grinding him down. There we are. And here's Life Sword. So if I take a sword, a wide sword, and a long sword, they combine into a Life Sword. Which does a big 2x3 slash and 1,000,000 damage. And that wasn't exactly a fast fight with Magnet Man, but, I'm not the fastest speedrunner. I'm here for fun, and to save my friends, who there is still a drill above, as you can see in this room down here. They're all trapped with a giant drill above them, which we managed to turn off. And I'm just showing these cutscenes because apparently we're just way ahead of schedule with the world, and I think this game is cute and fun, and more of my friends should experience it. Let's hit the big button. Oh no, there's a security system. Saving our friends is illegal. The entire premise of these games is really just saving your friends. And now we realize, Magnet Man has this cool barrier, and the sweet hero music plays. But, I wonder where we could use that. I have never played Time Sweepers. If it's a Capcom game, I honestly wouldn't be surprised that they reused assets. Anyways, now we get to go do the Liberation mission. For the second one, and that will end 2 scenarios. Do I have another sneak run? Nope, we're good. I don't know what Time Sweepers is. It could be the Xbox Cat platformer. The Xbox Catformer. Don't want to do this fight. Don't affect these cannons. They've had my number the whole time. How much money do I have? Just short of having enough for the HP memory. Oh well. Ideally, you'd have enough money to buy the HP memory here, but if not, it's not the end of the world. And I'm actually going to do it now before I forget. Go to my folder and swap a Blizzard Man for Wide Sword and set copy damage to my regular chip so I draw it every time. So yeah, you depending on your megabytes, which you can see in the top, you can set something to be your regular chip so you draw it every battle. The thing is, that replaces the first slot so of the stacked folder. So now I'm most likely to draw these 4 chips, which are the Life Sword Program Advance and Blizzard Man, which just does a bunch of damage. And here we go. There's a cute little cutscene where we get to see Magnet Man use his Magnet Barrier. His defense is incredible, which is reasonable, but like he also has float shoes, so panels don't affect him, and he never has super armor, so he never flinches during an attack. And then Protoman takes them all out. So let's do a liberation. Yep. Nothing else to do. This should be a lot easier. And there's Shademan, who was the sort of one of the main villains in the previous game, who we thought to have killed but appears to have been resurrected. Magnet Man here. And so Magnet Man's ability is at North-South Tackle, which he used on us during the fight. So here I can go copy damage. Heck. I thought this Metar keeps destroying my magnets and throwing at him. Is that Zero? No, that's Protoman or Blues. He is sort of our rival throughout all of the game. Our pretentious rival versus our regular rival. Oh, wrong button. Dex, who's our goofy rival. And his operator's name is Cho, or Chod, which is French for hot. Oh, this is a wonderful draw. This is let's go here. A perfectly normal name. Base, yes, he is in this. We don't see him because he's a secret enemy in this one. In the one I ran at Zeathon, he is a main, he takes a much bigger role in the plot. And now, is it Longsword here? That has the order points in it. So it's this row. I think we do it here to bait out that bird to attack Mega Man and not move anywhere else, if I remember right. Ew, this is garbage. Let's see. None of this is great. So I think I just want more chips. Yeah. Oh, except I missed. Okay, this should be fine. I think, yeah. Okay, very close. Slightly stressed, but we're fine. Everything's going according to plan. And now Shademan comes out and attacks us. And now Magnet Man's special ability is he can put a barrier on everyone on our team. but we'd rather just have him beating up various tiles rather than protecting us from damage, because we can recover from damage. And then we want Protoman here. To clean this one up, and because it's one turn, instead of just dealing with the panel I clicked on, I get to deal with every panel around me. And now Magnet Man gets to fight this Dark Hole. Oh yeah, they have great names for all these mini-bosses. Yeah, so this whole Liberation mission thing is new, but this tile-based battle system has been in every game. Let's do a copy damage here. These do the most damage, so let's work with them. And this whole liberation thing is only in this game, but the battle system is the same. Sorry, I think a lot when doing these fights, and lose my train of thought sometimes. Which is why if Patrick were awake, I'd have him on my couch, but I'm pretty sure he's asleep right now. Because he also loves these games, and grew up playing them as well. So we have different opinions on some of the Navis, but stuff like Shadow Man is just inherently cool. And we will fight people over him. Thank you, YOLO. I appreciate it. Yeah, and now this bird gets stuck here because we baited it with Mega Man last turn. Apparently this wasn't the right order, but it's fine. This bird should be closer to us. Spiky and birds are the only ones you'll see in this one, but there's like a special knight as a super enemy. There's a few others. I haven't played this game beyond the first two scenarios since I started practicing it, but it has made me want to replay the game. Oh, drill arm is perfect. Watch. It's gonna come and attack us, and just utterly annihilated. No, I do not drill my empanadas. Okay, despite that looking weird, we are fine here. This will be another clean fight. My folder feels really good right now. I have it down to like 3 different letters, which means that I get to see a lot of new chips every turn. Thank you, Jake. I'm glad to be a part of your quotes now. Now here, hopefully, we can get rid of both these dark holes in one turn. Protoman's surrounded, but that's where we want him. Yeah, he gets those 3. Yeah, a tortilla is one of the most wonderful food delivery systems ever invented. Magnet Man fights this one just because the way stuff turns out. Ran right into my magnet. Yes, I agree there. Like, the less dishes you have to use with food, the less dishes you have to wash. It's just all that more efficient. Oh, wow. Okay. I'll actually save the copy damage. No, I won't, because this should get rid of 2 of them right away. This is incredibly lucky, and why we stack the folder like this. I just don't trust them to stay in the right places for more than, like, a few seconds. The few seconds it takes to swing the life sword. Why should he only read the instructions before playing a PS4 game? I think there's a lot of health and safety instructions Jake needs to read. I sometimes worry about him. I want him to be healthy and safety. And now that bird is stuck, meaner. And now, no, I want to swap to Magnet Man. Oh, this is great. You get targeted. And that's, so, I guess I haven't explained copy damage and why it's the best chip. But basically, you target an enemy, and for a few seconds, any damage that's done to any enemies is done to that enemy as well. So for these fights that I want to be able to do quickly, and will sometimes not have the room to, so like, I'll target this bat, line these 2 up, hit the 2 of them with Blizzard Man, and then copy damage copies the damage over to the bat, which does exactly what it says. It sounds ridiculous saying it out loud, but I felt like it's an important enough part of this run, and you'd see it a lot more if I remembered to reg it for the first Liberation mission. And then let's Wide Sword just to get extra advantage against Shade Man, who's going to come up and punch us. That's fine. Didn't even need to Wide Sword. Yes, there is a character limit on these crisps. It's a lot easier to deal with when you have Japanese characters, but when you don't, you end up with Wide Sword, or Volcano, or similar things. Or, there's a terrible one I'll post in the Discord after this. That, okay. And the boss fight, these copy damages don't do much, but it'll be okay. Oh, heck. I didn't realize it would fire off that quickly, but a pair of Mark cannons should do plenty of damage. Let's just hit him with the drill. Oh no, Mega Man might be deleted. Oh, I have the undershirt. Haha! 1 HP is all you need. Let's go Protoman. And now, let's just do Drill Arm plus 10, Cannon, and copy damage for fun. Heck, I missed my cannon. But Wide Sword got him. And that is 2 scenario. It's time, I guess. I forgot that there's a timer on this, but yeah, and then it lags while it clears out the rest of the dark panels because we ignored a bunch of them. But target 9 phases, actual 6 phases. Nice. Yeah, 119. That's pretty good. That's better than I think usually it took me around an hour and a half to get through. So, yeah, this is good. The whole speedrun's about, I think, usually takes 4 to 5 hours, which I didn't really want to learn that in like a month and a half, but when I saw folks in the Team BN channel doing Yep, that's why I leave it on this screen. Doing 2 scenario races, I was like, wait, that's so much easier. And Team BN is just a Discord, Twitch channel, YouTube channel community of folks who do speedruns for all these games. And basically where I've gotten all the resources I need to learn these games. They're great. These games are great and are actually pretty fun speedruns if you enjoy the RPG and deck building elements. So yeah, that's all I've got. Thanks everyone for coming by.